Just stop trying to figure everything out. Stop trying to make sense of everything. Stop trying to understand the truth, seek the truth. You know, it's when we're doing that that we're missing the actual thing that we're seeking. So the mind and the ego will often latch on to trying to make sense of this all, right? And of course we want to. We're curious beings. It does help propel us in a way. But for your own journey, for my own journey, how I find peace, which I think we're all seeking, and it will look different for everybody, is we start to accept that we don't know. We start to accept that we're not in control. We start to accept that there is something greater, and that we are divinely guided, and that we are in this process, in this place of temporarily forgetting who we are so that we can have this experience. We couldn't have this experience if we just knew everything. If we had all the answers, right? And so we can start to remember by letting go, finding presence, finding awareness. And it's just this like feeling that we get when we start to remember. And then we start to maybe receive downloads about it and communication with our divine team about it. And we can go further into that. But I don't think that we ever really fully can grasp like our full soul, higher self in this lifetime. And that's okay. That's why we're here. But to go on a journey of remembering, to have this human experience and this process of becoming human, forgetting, and then trying to remember who we are. It's not necessarily like trying to remember everything about the truth of who we are. It's trying to remember that essence. Like, what does it feel like to bring through acceptance in all areas of our life? What does it feel like to surrender and trust that we're worthy, that we're loved, that we're abundance? What happens when we do that? I've talked about this before, where this past year I've really just made it a process of trust falling into the universe, trust falling into my curiosity and my joy. It's like I've been receiving the downloads and the guidance on this for a long time now, for like 10 years, really, since I had my spiritual awakening. And I say spiritual awakening because I don't ever want to, like, with this, because I don't want to attach to having a spiritual awakening. I don't want to like because we all have an ego, let my ego go like, oh, you've had a spiritual awakening. It's like, no, we all have big and small spiritual awakenings. We have things that change our life. We have big pivot moments. We have things that make us face ourselves. And so when I was in my car accident 10 years ago, and I then triggered all these health issues from having that immune compromising event, I had to go on that journey. That I think it was part of my soul contract to have that experience. Like, I don't know how I didn't die. The car just stopped from like a tiny tree stump when it really should have just flown into the apartment complex and ended it there. But at that moment when I saw the scene and I was like, it's a miracle that I'm alive, I was like, there's a reason why I'm here. I know to be true that we have earth angels, we have guides, and our earth angels are here to keep us on earth, to keep us alive until we really fulfill our mission here. And then we go home. We go home to the truth of who we are, to the oneness that we all are. I love, it's in, I don't know, Trevor Hall. I think it's also in the Bible, but we're all just walking each other home. We're all just on this journey of walking each other home. And in the Law of One, it talks about service to self and service to others, and how they both really do play an important role in this experience. If it was just service to others, there wouldn't be that contrast that propels us forward, right? If we didn't have the contrast, not just in people, but in life and circumstances and situations, then we wouldn't have those pivot moments, right? And so when we can see that, like, sometimes somebody comes into your life and they're not a bad person. They weren't born bad, right? We're all part of this one infinite consciousness. Like, I know to be true that we all are this unconditional love and light, and that we come into these human forms, and sometimes it is part of our purpose to play the role of service to self to others, to offer them that lesson. I have this person, had this person in my life who, you know, he was a service to self type of person. He's someone I dated for 3 years, and he had a lot of mental health stuff. He was abusive. He was not like an ideal partner, but there was also that like soul connection that I felt with him. And I still observe it being like a soul connection. I observe that we've had other experiences together in other lives that where maybe it was positive and enjoyable. And excuse me. and I think that part of the role that he was playing in this lifetime was to offer me the lessons that I gained from that. Through not having any boundaries with him and through dealing with the manipulation and the abuse and all of that, I found myself. I had that pivot moment, and I was able to, you know, become this person of me, or this version of me, this person that I am, who's enjoying life here in Italy on this horse farm and getting to feel what it's like to really live and not to be controlled by others. And when I was with him, I was in full control, full brainwash, full, you know, not a human. I was not, there was no boundaries. There was no me. I was just whatever he needed me to be. And so that service to self that he played was a gift to me. And part of me feels that like we had this agreement on the other side, like, okay, in this lifetime, like you'll play this role for me. And when we all meet back in the oneness that we all are, like all is forgiven. And I do forgive him. I forgive him because exactly what I'm saying. It offered me what I needed in order to become this person. And so now that I have this clarity of self, of my own self, it's like I have the awareness and the consciousness where I can look at my soul contracts and I can look at things in my reality and fully accept them, because that neutralizes it and that allows things to be okay. Like if you know my story, if you're here with me every day or often, you know that my van is currently broken down in Austria. I am on this horse farm in Italy, and things are wonderful, but things are also chaotic. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how to get my van back. I don't know what to do with it. There's so many questions and so much that could be perceived as stressful, but I'm also choosing to accept, because when I look at, oh, you guys want to know where the keys are? A few of you asked, so I'll tell you. But when I looked at the experience of how this all happened, I can see so clearly that it was divinely guided. And I'm just not meant to make sense of it all. I'm not meant to know like, oh, this happened so that I would be on the farm, so that I could be here longer. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be on the farm. I don't know what's going to happen. This has taught me that things can change so rapidly, and to just let go and to stop trying to make sense of it all. But it also, like, this isn't trying to make sense of it all. It's just a reminder that this is everything that you're going through, that I'm going through, is divinely guided. So when I wanted to leave the farm to go on the road and do van life here in Europe, I just kept having things happen. The doors would fly off the hinges, like really crazy things of the van, where it just seemed like it was the universe, the van, trying to keep me here. And I was like, please, just let me go to Austria. I have a friend visiting. I need to get there. And then as soon as I drop her off at the airport after a week together, you know, the van breaks down. 8-minute drive to where I was going to sleep from the airport breaks down. And that it was the end of the van for now. And so it was like, wow, like I see clearly that I was given the opportunity to be on that, to go on that journey with her and to enjoy every single moment with her. And then it was time to be guided into this next thing. It's like with my grandma, I know that this is a common thing too, but we went to Ireland to visit her one time, and as soon as we got on the plane to leave, she passed away. And so it's like these things are so divinely timed. Like there's so much that we are not consciously aware of because we're not meant to be. But when we can just see how perfect everything is, how if the gravitational pull of the universe was 1% different, like everything would just collapse into a nothingness. Like we can just see, oh, okay, I'm okay. All I have to do is let go. Let go, accept, lean into the trust, lean into the curiosity, lean into the joy, And I'm not saying coming to earth and remembering the truth of who you are is the purpose. I think that like there's so much that we can tie with the ego with that, but really the truth of who we are, from what I understand, is love and acceptance and joy and infinite abundance and freedom. And when we lean into that, to that remembrance of how powerful you are, how infinite you are, that is really all you have to remember. And so when you can get to that place of remembrance, you can have anything that you want in this experience. And when I say anything you want, we're talking about what your soul wants. And when you're in alignment with what your soul wants, you are serving the earth in the highest way possible. I think when you start to remember that from a non-ego place, you can choose to be service to others. The Law of One talks about being, I think it's like over 50% service to others allows you to be harvestable for the next dimension of experience. And so, again, not letting the ego attach to that, be like, oh, I'm higher now, I'm a higher dimensional being. No, it's just the process of evolution. And so you'll arrive there when it's time to arrive there. And if you're not ready to arrive there, that's completely fine too. Your soul gets to experience things exactly where you are. But when you do have that awareness, you can choose to be, a service to others, to fulfill your soul's purpose and mission. I always just say that, like, I think I know what I want, and I will say I choose this if it's for my highest good. I choose this if it's for your highest good, then it's for the highest good of all, because we all are one. We are one consciousness. And so by setting that intention, you're coming into alignment with the highest good for the planet, for service to others, for making this place exactly what it's meant to be, for helping the earth shift into the new earth energy, whatever you want to call it, 5D energy, an energy, a frequency that allows the earth to survive, because the earth will not survive in the way that it has been going. But we can clearly see that things are happening. Big shifts are happening. We're uncomfortable right now. I know a lot of you are here right now because you relate with me with how just tense and dense these things are that are happening in our life, but that's because things are moving. Like my keys being lost as soon as the tow truck was driving up, and me just having to be stuck there another day on the road, and then having to ask for help, and then ending up here in Italy. It's like things are shaking up and making no sense. Like, how could I lose the keys when I'm just sitting there waiting for 2 days? It made no sense. But I was like, okay, I surrender. It doesn't have to make sense. The more I try to make sense of it, the more resistance I create, the more difficult I'm going to make this for myself. So I choose ease and grace and human relativity, and I let go. Take me there. Take me there to the place where I am in my highest timeline in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance, and I let go. I surrender. I surrender to what it is. I follow the joy. I follow the curiosity, and it is what it is, baby. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna go do a group workout class with the farm fam. We have been having a wonderful time here on the farm. We had a campfire the other night. We sang Kumbaya, just because we're silly. And my friend was going through something with her laptop died, and I was like, well, we could sing Kumbaya, and we played it. I told you guys yesterday, but it's a lot different than I thought it was. So we played that. We did ukulele songs, and yesterday just all hung out down on the farm with the farrier, and it's just nice to be in community. Oh, and yesterday we did a kickboxing class together, and so finally we're getting into a workout routine again. That's what I really missed. And so today I was like, let's all do a workout class. So we're gonna go do that right now by the house and just enjoy this beautiful day. And then I need to make some decisions about the van and sit down and just look at the options here and see what is best. But I've also been gifted this time from the universe, 4 days. I guess it's a holiday maybe in Austria, or I don't know, the mechanics closed for 4 days. And so I saw that as okay, in 4 days, something's gonna happen, something's gonna make sense, and then figure out how to get the van back. But letting go as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. Sorry, there are no horses up here today. I don't know where they all are, but you can just say, hello, Arla, we miss you. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll get him in a video soon, but I'm a creature of habit, it's really easy for me to keep this up if I have like one place that I'm going to right now and the rest of the farm is pretty busy. So this is the place, and I don't know that Arlo really wants to come up here with the electric fences, but I'll get him back in a video soon. If you want to sign up for a 21-day program, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, heal your nervous system, and step into your chosen timeline. And so in that, we do all the tools and everything that got me to this point where I trust myself and the universe and God and source, and I can feel peace in my body again after years and years and years of chronic illness, mold illness, Lyme disease, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, mast cell activation syndrome, all the things. And then the one that's coming up, so you would sign up for that any day, anytime, and I'll send you the program to your email. And then the other one is June 9th. We're doing 21 days to know your divine guidance. And in that, I will give you the tools that I have found very helpful for me to understand how to communicate with my angels and my guides, with my heart, with my intuition, to have that inner dialogue of making decisions based off of my own soul's path, how to make and create and experience a life that is in alignment with what you truly want. No one else can tell you what that is. No one else knows. You're a pioneer of your own path. It's never been walked before. It's not right in front of you. Your mind cannot see it and choose it like on its own. It has to come into alignment with your soul. Your soul has to guide your mind into choosing, and then you can use quantum manifestation to select that from the infinite possibilities within the quantum field. But that's what the program is all about, is really understanding how to tap into your own divine guidance, your own inner knowing, and to create a life from that place. So if you want to sign up for either of those are linked below. You can also work with me. I have a 6-month program where we work together bi-weekly, and so we do a 45-minute phone call, and it's whatever really that you need. We can do health, we can do spirituality, we can do life, we can work on lack mindset, abundance mindset, whatever you feel you need in your life right now and that you feel in resonance with me about, because if you're watching my videos, I'm sure that you can see what would be best for us to work on together. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. I love you guys. Bye.